Hey guys, call me Tats here. I'm bringing you finally a review. Um, this one has been long overdue. I'm just going to put it out there that the release of this game was in 2014, but I have been asked and asked and asked to do my personal review on it. So recently, I've gotten back into my campaign games or single player games and various things like that. And this game is Far Cry 4. I know I should probably review the first one and then go all the way through the franchise and go towards the end. But I've been asked and asked and asked, can I please do a review on this particular game? And this one, in my opinion, like I've played New Dawn, I've played the most recent one to come out, and this one has to be by far one of my favorites, if not my favorite. It's like neck and neck with another one. A review on my sort of other favorite one will be soon. I'm not going to give it away which one it is. I'm just going to put the video out there. But a little side note, I'm sorry if I sound a bit sort of manly today. My throat is killing me. I don't know what is going on, but I'm slowly, over the last few weeks, you know, developed this cold or some sort of like throat infection or whatever. And it's hitting me today that I want to do a video. Just my luck. So, Far Cry 4. I've got a lot of pros to say about this game. There's so much that I want to say about it, but the key points is it's an amazing game. That's pretty much everything about it. It's an amazing game. It's a first person shooter video game. It was developed by Ubisoft. It reminds when I first played it, you could see the massive difference that it had between Far Cry 3 and obviously Far Cry 4. But there was like that little bit of difference, the world felt bigger, the NPCs felt different. It was there was something about it that felt so different to me. So this game is based in the country of Kirat. I'm hoping that I'm saying these names correctly. Apologize if I'm not. But it's an amazing open world filled with ancient history torn up by rebels, but it also has like a sense of life, even though it's been torn up and there's rebels and there's murder and there's this and corruption and all that sort of stuff. It has like it has a sense of life to it. From the hunting to the helping the NPCs and everything like that. This is a game that I could walk around in just to look at the mountains in the background, just to look at the villages. When you look from the top of a mountain and you look down and you can see the life that is in front of you. You've got eagles going over your head that actually attack you. There's rebel sort of side missions as you're walking through. Like say if you're walking down a road, you can see like rebel ambushes or something like that, and you have to go and help the freedom fighters that you're fighting with to get rid of, I don't know, the corruption of the main character, in my opinion, Pagan Ming. I'm hoping again I'm saying his name right. I apologize if I'm not. But I will get onto the pagan Ming thing in a moment. But it's an absolutely beautiful place. I have to give props to Ubisoft with this because it's a fantastic open world, beautiful game. It's gorgeous, even in nighttime. Like some games I've played look beautiful in daytime, but this in nighttime is even better. It feels better than the daytime sometimes. And in other games, nighttime, you can't see shit. You have to put your grammar gamma, all the way to 100 just to be able to see them. Especially if you're doing like YouTube videos and stuff, you need to edit everything. You know, you need to put an overlay on your video to try and make it a bit lighter on the game. Like, you can't see anything. But this game is amazing at nighttime. The moonlight lights everything up. You know, you can hear like the growls of tigers in between trees and everything like that, and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's jumping at you, or a bear or a rhino. It's incredible. The people that made this game, definitely I'm going to give props to you guys. It's fantastic. But it's not just the visuals of the game that is beautiful to me, it's also the detail of the history behind it. So the lore is plentiful. You know, you can walk around this whole sort of, I'm going to call it a map. Like, you can walk around this whole map, and it's huge, by the way. The map is huge. You know, you unlock, you know, different sections as you go along the campaign, and that's amazing. You know, you've got a progression type award, which is fantastic. But the lore behind it is fantastic. This is one of those games that what I tend to do in some of my games that I play, I'll have the TV on in the background, I've got one headphone off, and I'm just playing the game as it goes, you know, because the lore might not be that interesting. But this game made me pause that and focus straight on the game. Like, you want to listen to all of the dialogue, you want to read all of these different things that you find, the booklets and the like the old lore things from dead soldiers or whatever. You want to read all of that. So as you're going into it, you're the son of a freedom fighter going to scatter his mother's ashes, and you get basically wrapped up in all of this corruption that is within Karat at the moment, and you find yourself choosing sides between two bickering leaders. I'm not going to give anything away, because if any of you guys have not played this game, I want you to focus on that yourself. I want you to make that decision yourself. So I'm not going to tell you the decisions that I made in each of my missions, or whose side did I choose, or anything like that, because it's different. Like, each side that you choose, I'll give this away. So each campaign mission that you do with these two people, you can choose either or from each mission, if that makes sense, but it will affect the end game, if that makes even more sense. So depending on who you choose, you have to listen very carefully of what each side wants, because it's obviously going to be opposite to the other. So you need to think of what is the best decision. And I think that is amazing, because it makes you think, it makes you really think about what is going to happen, what are going to be the consequences of you choosing that side over the other side. And sometimes, I have to admit, it's been rattling my brain. Like, I've sat there for 10 minutes or more thinking, what the fuck do I do? And I like that, because that captures me. That captures me into the game. And I love it. It makes me feel like I am fighting the rebellion. I am one of these leaders that's going to make the decision. I will change the whole history of what is happening right now in Karat. It makes me feel like that, and that is amazing to me. So it gives you like a sense of purpose. Like, what do you think? What do you do? And what do you believe in? You know, what are you going to do? I think that is absolutely fantastic. Now, I can't do this review without talking about one of the main characters, if not the main character, Pagan Min.
Well, go on, take the bloody bag off his head.
Fresh start. Introductions. RJ Gale, our guest of honor. Little monkey, whose name I still don't know. And I, of course, am Pagan Min. There are some very disreputable people around. Those fucking terrorists, they ruin everything. Look to my example and see it as the positive influence it is. And they say I've lost touch with my subjects. I'm with RJ Gale. Help. for help, you cry for help.
Help!
You mean it, boy.
Help!
From your diaphragm! Help! Shh, 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 shh. Now we listen. Nothing. I'm afraid they're not coming for you, buddy.
He's basically the president of Karat. He's the the general of the rebels, so to speak. His character had so much more potential for me. It had so much more potential, and so did his lieutenants. If I'm going to think that, talk about that, he in the game has lieutenants obviously that work for him. If you think about a general, it's the people below him, and then there's people below him, etc., etc. So they had more potential. It feels like they weren't used in the right way. This is a 15-hour campaign. You hardly see the most exciting character, in my opinion. As soon as you load Far Cry 4, you pretty much see Pagan Ming, and you see his character, you see his personality in the first couple of cutscenes. And you were completely drawn into his character, even though you know he's a dick, even though you know he shouldn't he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. You want to see more of him. You want to see more of his character, you know. Throughout the game, you hear him on your radio, you hear him on your walkie-talkie, he talks to you and stuff like that. But that's not enough. I want to see him in the cutscenes. I want to see him more like I do the two leaders I just spoke about. I want to see him just as much as them. And it's such a shame because even Pagan Min's henchmen, you get drawn in, you get pulled into their story, and they're gone just as the story is getting interesting. It's like you're begging for more, and I think that's where this game went a little bit wrong for me. That the characters weren't used in the correct way. They had so much more to give, and they weren't allowed to. That's what it feels like to me, is that they weren't allowed to. So that's one of the cons for me, is the shitty use that they used the most fucking exciting character. That doesn't make sense to me. So the side missions, I want to talk about the side missions. You've got assassinations, you've got hostage rescues, you've got quests to help citizens, you've got all sorts of stuff. It helps you forget the lackluster parts of the campaign. So, as I said before, with the Pagan Min thing, the side missions help you sort of not really think about the con too much, not think, oh, well, I wish that cutscene was a bit longer, or this, that, and the other. The side missions sort of push you away from the campaign a little bit, but it still sucks you in as like, keep playing it sort of thing. It gives you that bit of a break, if I'm going to say that. It gives you a bit of a break from the campaign. It's not boring at all, but you don't want to finish the game within the first day of fucking getting it. You want it to go on and on and on. I think that's amazing. The side missions feel like a campaign. They mix in together. You've got strongholds. When you go further into the game, you can unlock things called strongholds, and they are basically run by an army of people. So side missions may have a handful of rebels. The strongholds have loads and heavy armored and all that sort of stuff. It's fantastic. I love it. And you can unlock those and have those as your strongholds. You can overtake the fortresses, which is amazing. The perk system is nice, as it gives you a sense of reward for hunting. See, I like that hunting, killing, sneaking. It gives you like a sense of achievement. The perk system I like. There's certain perks that I couldn't live without now. Like, as soon as I unlocked that perk, I was like, no fucking way, that is amazing. This makes it so much easier. It feels like it makes the harder missions a little bit more bearable. So if you went through the whole game and didn't unlock a single perk, there's no way that you could do a stronghold or a fortress. There's no way, in my opinion. The sneaking and assassination tactics with the perks are amazing for me. I love it. You can get from point A to B without alerting guards. You can do multi-kills. You can do everything, all sorts of stuff, and I love that. The perk system is fantastic. Hunting animals. See, hunting animals has been a thing in Far Cry 3. it's not a new thing that is coming out. But the hunting animals for the skins, to create ammo packs and other equipment like that. Obviously, as you unlock each ammo pack, say they've got 4 ammo packs, like different tiers that you can get. Each animal, you either have to get more of the skin or a harder animal to kill. So, like the rhino, for instance, that bitch doesn't die. That bitch does not die at all. Like, the amount of times that I died from a rhino just headbutting me was stupid. It was so bad. Um, but no, it's amazing anyway. It gives you a sense of satisfaction. To the more powerful animals that you progress, you every time you kill and get a new pouch and do the hunting, it gets harder and harder and harder. So I love that. It's a sense of satisfaction for me. It gives a little bit more when you're not doing side missions, you're not doing campaign or anything. This is a game, like I said at the beginning of this video, that you could literally walk from one side of the map to the other and you will not get bored. You will always find something to do, and that's what I love about this, is that it's got no dead spots. It has no dead spots in the game where you just want to keep fast traveling all the time. Them sort of games that you fast travel just because there's no content in between that mission and this mission, that to me is just a fucking no. It's stupid. I hate that. But this game is completely different. It gives you more content even just walking around. It's fantastic. I wanted to save one of the best parts for last, basically, and it's of the side story. It's the supernatural side story set in Shangri-La. I hope again I'm saying that right, Shangri-La. Um, you you can command a fucking tiger. You can command a tiger, and you're taking down powerful demons. It doesn't make much sense with everything that I've just said, but it's got a sense of that it does at the same time. It's telling you the lore behind the history, all of it. I just love the history and laws of these games. They're fantastic. It doesn't make much sense, no, but still, you get to command a tiger. You get to learn the history. It's so bizarre what you have to experience in these side missions that I don't want to spoil any of the lore. I don't want to spoil anything. But that's probably one of my favorite parts, is the supernatural side story set in Shangri-La. See, some of the mechanics are a little bit dodgy for me. There's certain times where random things can occur whilst playing, like when I'm sneaking on a mission and I'm trying to do an assassination mission, and the old place sets on fucking fire. Or, like, an animal, like an elephant, runs through the fucking camp and everyone's then on high alert, and then all of a sudden they can see me when I'm stood behind a rock 3 times my character size. This is just tiny little dodgy things that happen in the game that can be like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, I wanted to sneak on this one, or I didn't want to go in all guns blazing, or it's a fucking fortress, I'm gonna die. Like, if it's one of those, it's not a, it's not like a deal breaker for me. It's just one of those that I thought it was funny. Certain times when in Far Cry 3 they had antennas that you could unlock, so you could, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed when he does the synchronization on top of the churches and stuff. It's very similar to that. And the amount of times that I've missed the jump from ledge to ledge to try and climb up this tower has been one of the most frustrating things about this game. Some of the mechanics, some of the jumping and all that sort of stuff mechanics are a little bit dodgy, but it's not a deal breaker. The other parts of the story, the campaign, the side missions, all of the other things that I've just spoken about kind of shy away from that. I'm just picking at straws right now. The game has flaws. I'm not gonna lie. The game has flaws, but it's fucking fun to play. And you can also play with a friend. You can play co-op, which is fantastic. So if you're having a hard time with fortresses or whatever, bring a fucking friend in. Have fun. Go and do it. Play with your friends. Do it. So that's another thing, is that it's got co-op, which is fantastic. I love to see it. Love to see it. See, if you love lore, action, and wing gliding, and the freedom of your people, then this game is definitely for you. You should get it if you haven't already. You know, this game came out in 2014, so I'd imagine most people listening to this has probably got it. But you know, as a request, people wanted me to do a review on this game. If there's any other games that you want me to review, then please just shoot them my way. I'd really love it. I'd not a problem doing reviews on anything. You know me, I'm a judgmental bitch. But the pros and cons about this game, the pros, I've got a couple. It's an amazing world. You know, I've spoken about that a lot. You know, it's beautiful. It draws you in. It's a place that you want to go and fucking visit. It's amazing. The combat is I think it's next to none for a Far Cry game. I think it's some of the best. The stories are strong. The campaign, the side missions really do draw you in, that you want to help that person. You want to save that person. You know, there's different things like that. The stories are amazing. And like I said, the side quests, the great stories, the side quests are amazing. The cons I've got are a few bugs here and there. Like I said, they're not deal breakers, but there's a few bugs that are quite frustrating. They can get really frustrating if you keep having, you know, if you keep dying and you have to do it. That's a little bit annoying. And the weak characters. So like I said at the beginning, the lieutenants, Pagan Min, his henchmen, all that sort of stuff, can be quite annoying because the personality is there, but the story isn't. So the weak characters is definitely a con for me. But there's one thing, and I mean one thing, the best thing about this game, the best thing about this game is that you can ride a fucking elephant. You can literally ride a elephant. It begins with a fucking H now. You can ride an elephant as you can like a car. So just hop on a fucking elephant and stampede, motherfucker, and just run people over. That's what you can do. So that's the best part for me about this game, is that you can ride a fucking elephant. The review on Far Cry 4. So if you've enjoyed this review, I'd very much appreciate it if you'd let me know in the comments down below. Any other games that you want me to review, please let me know down below, or on Twitter, shoot me a DM. You know, just message me on Twitter. Don't give a shit. All important links are down below. There will be a link to purchase this game on Steam, PlayStation, and the Xbox Store down below too. If it's a little bit pricey, Black Friday sales are coming up soon. I will be doing a video on that, so please be on the lookout for it. No doubt Far Cry will be in that list. It usually is in big sales. This is where I got the game from. It was in a sale. So definitely keep a lookout for that. But other than that, like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.